Hey, how's it going? Hope you guys doing well. Welcome in, Julian. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys' day is going well. I have learned some more stuff since yesterday about the plugins we were using. One, I learned how to actually send information through, so we'll be changing that out on our stuff, because apparently async method doesn't send variables, but you can with the regular non-async version, so we'll be swapping those out. Because for what I'm doing, apparently I don't really need it. Cool. And two, I found out that my project would again crash, so I found another bug from that plugin. But removing the one file that I thought it was, that is part of that plugin, fixes it. So it's okay. We just don't have actor pooling for the enemies specifically, but it's fine. Everything else is going to be working fine. Let the plugin dev know, but I don't... How do I keep finding the bugs? Like, just immediately. It's so often that I will just like, yeah, let me just try X thing, and I will immediately break it. Just immediately. I don't think I'm that weird in terms of how I use and do stuff, but maybe I am. Hey, Vicious, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. No. I hope not. All I'll say is thank God the stream ended when it did. And not really thank God to me, because the alternative what I was gonna do was gonna be a lot worse. Look, that is one thing that genuinely I don't care about most things. But one of the things that grinds my gears is when people don't let other people be different. Like, it's okay to not agree. And people who just refuse to not let others just think for themselves or make a mistake or do whatever, I can't. Like, that's one of my annoyances. Yeah, let people make mistakes. It's like, you know what I was thinking about today? It's like, imagine you have like a 3-year-old give you a picture. It's a shed drawing. It's a 3-year-old drew it. And you're going to tell them to, oh, here's how you actually draw. No, you're not going to do that. Well, why not? Because they're just learning. Okay, so what's the problem? It's like there's multiple ways of doing things. It's great. It's okay. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Yeah. The plan is to swap out some stuff. Because I now know how to send the information, which means we could drop a blueprint interface that we set up for it, which is great. And then, yeah, move back to setting up the blood decals. I think for the blood decals, because we're going to need effectively 2 setups. I'm going to need one that is pooled and one that is not, because I'm going to have one that is just going to be temporary and one that is going to like be permanent. The permanent one I will unload based on distance, and the I think, and then the temporary one will pool. Is what I'm thinking. And go from there. But I'm gonna make my own setup instead of using the mess of a massive blueprint that came with the plugin. Anyway, shall we get into it? Okay, so Let me go to him real quick. Not plugins. I'm just going to, because I removed that one file. I'm just going to make sure that everything's fine here. I'm going to set this to set it back to none. So hopefully it's just saved now on none. So if I make the file again, it doesn't complain. But basically, we could fine with do the async initialize pool. That is fine. But if I go to you, right, so here we do async take actor from pool. If we do just take actor from pool, the regular one, then if we come here and plug in the BP projectile base, we just get all the access to everything. So apparently the regular one just has everything exposed, so we don't need to do that. I don't care about it being async for a projectile. You don't spawn that many. It's not like you're spawning hundreds of stuff, so it's fine. So we're just going to use this to just send all the information, which is going to simplify our stuff, which is yay! I like simplifying stuff. I'm a simple person. Another way of saying that is I'm a basic bitch. And the more basic, the better. Damage. Yeah. Yeah. You stun, and its in use will be always on here. And now we just do these. Okay. Which means, oh, and then there's the, wait, so at some point I did this, and I did I not see that it populated? Or maybe this was the I don't know. You know what? I'm just not going to question it. All I'm going to do is then get rid of this. You. We're not going to need this. I'm going to rename it, and that way we can just search for it. So we can see if I'm using it anywhere before I try to delete it. I always like renaming something when I'm like actually doing like a for everything loop or for everything search, because so many times you will name things very similarly, right? Like if you're using health and your variable is called health, and you like do find health in everything, probably a lot of things are using the word health, but nothing is using the word health. Typically. So that's why I like reusing it. So the only place we're doing this is here, but I think we don't need to anymore. Yeah, we can just replace all of these. So this needs to be return actor to pool, because this is setting it in use off. Okay. And then this is not going to be needed. And which means this is not needed. Simplifying things. All right. Okay, so now let's try to clean this up a little bit. Oh dear God. Just these. This is a big mess. How should I do this? I'm tempted to just collapse some of the stuff. That's fine. Do you use sprints where the logic shouldn't be reached unless shit's gone bad and have funny strings? Love doing that. Occasionally. It depends what it is. If it's something where I need to know about it not reaching it, then yes. But if it's something where I don't care if it just doesn't reach it, then it's fine. Then I don't bother. It really depends what it is. But yeah, I don't typically do funny strings for that because that's the time where I would want to know then. But I understand that appeal. Okay, so now we have this. So now we can go back to projectile base. And then we have the set and uses. So whenever we do this, instead of set and use, yeah, we need to do set and use off. Now we should be able to do return actor to pool. We're going to do this a little bit differently. Return actor to pool. You've seen videos of people going through old game code and people see, oh fuck, why not why? I mean, that's funny. That's kind of funny. So instead of this, we need to now use the interfaces. On take from pool, on return from pool. So just copy all of this. Actually, what I can do is instead of the, because all I care about is this in use now. And not even as a variable. We can kill pretty much all of these inputs. Kill you. Get in use. This is the so right, so we just keep this. And then when it does on take from pool, and return to pool. So return says in use off, this returns true. So that way it will do this on being taken from pool, and this when it's not being taken. And since these are exposed, I no longer need to set them theoretically. Watch, I'm gonna detach all of this. And it's all going to break. We'll find out. Okay. So theoretically, should be okay. Let's find out. Let's find out if I broke everything as always. Okay, hold on. Okay. Please hold. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Spawn projectile from pool we don't need anymore. Where is that? It's under pooling. Oh, it's an interface. Bye. Okay, so you're happy now. What was the other one that was complaining? You. Right, the decal thing is gonna be adjusted after, so it's fine. This is gonna need to reset. Okay, let's ignore that. The main thing is, can we now have what is printing right now? What is printing all those hellos? Where did I leave a print string? Oh, okay. You. You can go away. Thank you. Yeah, we're just gonna kill most of this and just set up our own. Okay. There we go. Let's go. Let's. Moment of truth. Remember, it's okay to run away and cry when you're about to die. It even rhymes, so you don't forget. Also, I realized today that we set up the projectile to pool, but I don't think we set up the explosion. But the explosion might be just an aggro thing. I think that might be an aggro thing, so we don't need to actually. Oh, look at that. Hey, it works. Ta-da! So if we did one of where is it? These. Yay! Also, I thought I turned on the HUD by default, but I guess not. Let's turn that back on. The HUD FPS. There you go. Okay. So that is significantly better than it used to be. And if we go back to now to projectile base, what I want to see is oh yeah, this can be a wrench. What I want to see is that effect. How are you managing the HUD elements? All visible when in game and then collapse / hidden when needed? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, all I'm doing is when it gets loaded, it just checks what level I'm in. And based on the level I'm in, so if I'm in the HUD, the dungeon level is 0. So So if it's equal to 0, then hide the stuff. If it's not equal to 0, then don't hide the stuff. That's basically it. And then I have another one that's for like the sprint. I just have it be like, okay, if it is 0 and we have reached the max, after half a second, hide it again. And if I use it, always unhide it. So no matter what, it's unhidden. So here, right, I only have this appear when I'm using it. And then in here, it'll always be visible because we're now in dungeon level 1. We're in the first dungeon level. And card just overlays above the HUD. Yeah, that's just when you add a new widget, it just always goes in front. I think it's order of operations, right? Like this screen appears on top of the HUD just because that is the latest one that you added. I'm pretty sure that's just default behavior, right? This just goes on top because it's the last one you added. Okay, I need to... I saw his health bar not facing the right way. Let's fix that real quick. On actor relevance begin, do this, and also buff, not debuff widget. I should do it automatically, because it should reattach it. I'll look into it later. Because it was fine before. I don't know. Doesn't focus / click through become an issue if not using Kami-Eye? Are you done? No, because everything is focused on. I tell it to be focused. I am using Common UI, so I'm activating and focusing on whatever is in there. The actual widget, like the HUD widget, doesn't have anything focusable. Actually, it does. It has the attack zone. But that's it. Everything else is click throughable. So there's only this stuff down here is you can click through. I'm using Common UI purely for the mouse. Everything else basically is not Common UI. Common UI has been a thorn at my side, but a necessary thorn at my side. Basically. Like, the only reason I even went to Common UI was because I couldn't get the mouse to automatically disappear when I plugged in a controller. That's it. That was the only reason. And there's been so many headaches because of it. Let me take a look. Where is the effect? so here, we're doing the spawning of the effect. Yeah, it's set to auto release. It's just an effect, so I don't need to pull it separately. Okay. Hey, Sageless, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So I see why you won't use C++ because you switched over to Unreal from Godot and started learning it, and you're definitely only staying with blueprints for a long time since your interactions with C++ is slow AF. I've tried to learning C++, yeah, multiple times. It wasn't the only language I've tried learning, but it was the primary one I tried learning just because of Unreal. Because, like, I don't have a use case for coding in general, except for coding for a game. But every time I will say, I've been looking and trying out GD script with Godot, and not having semicolons. Thank fuck there are no semicolons in GD script. That is one of my absolute biggest annoyances with freaking syntax. It's not the only one, but at least that one is gone. Thank fuck. Jesus Christ. I hate semicolons so much. This thing. The one you have to put at the end of like every line in C++ or whatever. I hate this thing. I hate it. And I don't have to do that. It's great. It makes it so much easier. The thing about Common UI you hate is that there's barely any documentation or proper videos that go into intermediate advanced logic if you're planning to build the game. Oh yeah, there's very little about it in general. Like, I'm still doing things the UE4 way in a sense. Right, if I actually load up my my UI stuff, just real quick. I don't know. Sure, let's open up this one. Which one I load here? And I go into my actual graphs. I'm using on key down. Right? I'm using those. Also, by the way, you're going to want this. If you're using Common UI, make a note of this. Take a screenshot, make a note of this command. You're going to need it. Because holy shit, if you're using your mouse for anything, screenshot this, make a record of it for yourself. You're welcome. It took me many months to find this and get to it. Do it. I'll explain why in a second. Hello, Manji. I'm gonna Eman. Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. What would you consider is the most difficult part of developing in Unreal? In the project you're working on, everything has been a breeze except for the widgets. Yeah, what UI is what is a real annoyance. I think UI is a big annoyance, and then it's whatever you just like/don't like. I personally don't like the UI, but I've kind of figured out most of it to get like far enough in. I'm not, for example, a lover of sequencer, but that doesn't mean that, you know, that's a pain point. That's a pain point for me because I just don't like sequencer. But in general, I think the thing that I wished was updated but never was touched was the UMG system, the UI system. Yeah. U5 is going to be around for a super long time, though. It will. Mm-hmm. OS still uses UE4 for example. Oh yeah, the one that I learned about recently that I always use as an example is the third part of the Final Fantasy VII remake is still using UE4. Yeah. Doing Cobra Code and Ulubari. I know Cobra Code. Cobra Code's great. His stuff is awesome. Is this related to the mouse going away after? No. So Common UI, and the reason why I say you should learned this, is common UI will take the A button on a controller, or the X button on, right, the bottom button, will simulate left click. Fantastic and very useful when you're inside the UI, so that way you don't, so basically when you like move around and you press the button the bottom button, it's like you're left clicking, which makes it so you just have to set up the left click logic. Super nice, really useful. You know what this is a problem for? When I want to use the bottom button here, not for left click in the actual game, you know, like for example for dashing, because my left click is my attack. Yeah, guess what gets in the way and breaks things real fast? So basically I have this blueprint function library, so I can enable it during widgets and disable it when I'm in the damn game. Because I don't want my X button to be triggering my left click. And I cannot tell you how many, if not months, it was probably a year, over a year that I fought this and could not figure out the solution. And finally, just miraculously, Grok told me this. Whether I asked something different or what, I don't know. But finally, like, it found this command, and holy shit, it's been a lifesaver. Also, if you're using common UI, make sure you set your game to gaming UI. Don't set it to just game, because if you just set it to be game, the first time you interact with left click will not register. It will only register after the second left click, after leaving the UI. So you have to set it to gaming UI, and then the first left click registers properly. That's another fun one. Again, I've been fighting. You're welcome. Take this and write it down. See how much stuff just works, and the pre-built tooling in Unreal is gonna be is gonna make it hard to ever leave. Yeah, a lot of it is really good. A lot of it is really good. I think if you're making like a 3D game of mid or higher end, like not like a low poly, you know, kind of like low visual 3D game, but I mean like mid to high, like AA, AAA levels, then Unreal is like fantastic. If you're making something a little bit like simpler, or just maybe just a simple 3D game, right, you can go get what you need in Godot or anywhere else, right? But if you're going like higher end, then it's fantastic. Did you look into common UI input data? I don't use any of that. I don't use any. That's the thing, Vicious. I don't use any of the common UI stuff. I just got it because I wanted the mouse disappearing, and then it was fighting me ever since. 2D has stuff if you use common UI. Sorry, common UI. If you use Paper ZD, then you get a bunch of 2D stuff. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, I found a workaround. Thank God. Freaking UMG. I wished, through all of Unreal 5, I wish they would rework that system. They never touched it. Never touched it. You should be able to go basically to UE4 and just do the same stuff. Not the common UI stuff, obviously, that's new. But you should be able to go to UE4 and just effectively do what I did, more or less. Okay, so we have the actor pooling done. Let me actually go. Hold on, let me do async load actor. Go to the event graph. What is it? Take actor. Oh, I want to see where I'm using this still, just so I can replace any copies where I left this. Here we go. So yeah, instead of this, I don't need this anymore. But this is where we're replacing this anyway. This is the attach trace dummy. Yes, we don't need all of this. We just do take actor from pool. Attack trace dummy, and then we can just expose all of those variables. So and then we can just run a thing. So just expose. Expose all the things. And if we refresh this now, ta-da! So much better. NVVM, and it's a nightmare. Expect more of it in UE6? Probably. They have not talked about replacing that, so probably. Okay, I need to... Let's grab you. So we need this. Actually, here, let's take all of this. Now let's plug everything in, and then we'll connect it all. Okay. Attached is to attach. Spawning check radius, closest impact point, spawn distance, player specified positioning, extent duration. Then this was start delay, and the top one's duration. So this is duration. This is start delay. I need to move duration up. I should do it. There you go. Well, just a little bit nicer. Hey, Sir Marvel, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You changed your project from DirectX 12 to 11. It works so much better. You know, I haven't heard of anyone doing that for a long time, but I know at one point people were doing that. I don't remember why. Hey, Serial Killer, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What's the next step of your game? Are you looking for a publisher? No. No, I'm not. I have no desire for a publisher. This is more of a hobby passion project than something that requires a publisher. Or that I want to grab a publisher for. If, like, something just happens, like, if, you know, if I find one that just somehow will, like, it'll just be a good fit and it just happens, like, I'm not against, like, getting one at some point, but it's not something I'm going to be actively looking for, if that makes sense. The plan is to just continue working on the game. We applied for the Epic Mega Grant. Hopefully get it so I can afford to hire an artist, because my main thing that's stopping me from making even a Steam page is the AI art that is very prominently used right now as placeholders. I need an artist that can, you know, do a consistent style, so I can replace all of this art, and ideally also find another one for music and some concept rate, basically. But that AI art is the main thing, that reason why I haven't even made a Steam page. I want to make sure that if I put anything on Steam, I don't want to be using any kind of or I don't want to require making an AI disclosure, because I don't want any AI facing. It's, you know, temporary placeholder. I have no problems with it, but given the option, I'd rather get consistent look from an artist. What is your opinion on deferred versus forward rendering? You love how crisp MSAA looks versus TAA or even TSR? I mean, those are just anti-aliasing methods. I don't think they have any effect whether it's deferred or forward rendered, right? I may be wrong. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what the difference is between deferred and forward rendering. I'm not knowledgeable enough on either. I don't even know what I'm using. I'm using whatever the default is. In terms of anti-aliasing methods, just have them be options in the options menu, and then you're good. We did because of rendering issues in DirectX 12. When you go into split screen, it steals a random object and attaches it to the player. In 11, it is not. That is really weird that it does that. I feel like if it does that, there should be a workaround. Huh. This goes here. All right, we're not going to need any of that stuff. This is going to take care of all of this. And then here, we don't need any of this stuff. Wait, is this? Oh, I didn't expose attacker. Oops. Yeah, let's expose it. It'll be easier that way. That bug made you learn more Unreal than you wanted. By determining inside your code, it could only be the engine. AI says to update Unreal to the newest version, but that sounds like a trick. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is fixed. But if it's telling you that, I would also ask for it to show you where it's, you know, where it's getting that information that it is fixed. Like in the newest version. I'd love, you know, verify, you know, the source. I think the saying is what? Trust by verify? I don't think it's that saying is specifically for AI, but still works. Try read the crash log. It's an alien. Oh yeah, I can't follow that either. I can't follow the crash log to save my life. Like, I know people that do, but I can't. Yeah, Vicious, in Stormrun's game, for whatever reason, the landscape got associated with the player, with the first player, and then it would not appear for the second player. Somehow. So, like, the second player would be on the landscape, but it would just be invisible. It was weird. Oh yeah, I still have the. Hold on, I still have the picture. Yeah, local multiplayer. This. so the landscape would just go poof. I mean, it's weird if that is a DirectX 12 specific thing. It shouldn't be doing that in general, but I don't know enough to say one way or another. That one's beyond me. This is being set, so I just need to do you. If this is true, then attach to actor. That means I also need to detach. When I finish. So custom event. Say execute attack. Please. So but then here detach from actor. I assume this is going to work for itself. Okay. So when it's finished, it'll return itself. I think we can kill this now. This is just all... Just kill that. And then we just do return actor to pool. And I need to make sure what's the collision by default here? Or only no physics collision. I can try turning off pawn and turning on pawn just to be safe on the extra collisions. So when it's being pulled, right, because it was designed for not being pulled. So on return, we're setting to be ignored. On here, we set it to be overlapped. You can't tell the difference between 11 and 12. Lighting every material object look fine. Yeah, I don't remember what. I think things like nanite require DirectX 12 and Lumen DirectX 12. And yeah, newer GPUs run much better in DirectX 12. I don't. Let's see. What UE5 features require EX12? Just give me a list. No explanations. Hey, now welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, nanite, virtual shadow maps, lumen, megalights. Path tracer, doesn't affect you. Hardware ray tracing features probably doesn't affect you. But yeah, you will lose lumen if you're using that. Nana, if you're using that. Basically, the new features, the new visual features. But otherwise, you can make a game without using any of the stuff that you put in DirectX 11. You realized earlier Courage the Cowardly Dog had ChatGPT 20 years ago? Wait, what do you mean? Hold on. Back up a second. What do you mean? Why am I doing... Shouldn't I do this? I should do this here. There's no reason not to be doing this regardless. So if I'm doing that here, then I might as well do even further. And then just do this. I'll clean this up even more. And if I'm doing that here, then I might as well do this here. Yeah, and just not drag this everywhere. Because I don't know why I am doing that. There we go. That's considerably better. Now, let's see if I've broken everything. He has a computer in the attic. It is literally ChatGPT or Grok. He has a mean AI. I've never watched the show. I watched a few episodes and it creeped me out. So I never watched much. Hey, dual operator, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. The one and only. Thank God I'm the one and only. Because can you imagine a world where there's multiple of me? Whew. That would not be a great world. One is more than enough. We do not need any more. Yeah, it still works. Yeah, so I can do all my attacks, and now... Yay! All the attacks are working, and it's all being pooled. It's no longer making, new stuff. Okay. So that is now better. So now let's do the freaking blood decal. Let's set that up. If you make yourself into a character, you'd have peak voice acting naturally. You know, at certain points in time, I have considered like going to like like taking voice lessons, or like not voice lessons, the ones that teach you how to do different voices. Maybe that is voice lessons. I don't know. I think it would just be cool if I could do it, because I can't do that. That's beyond me. But
running ads. Stream frozen like my brain when the collision preset is wrong for the 47th time.
Okay, we need to control this, I believe. I'm gonna tweak this setup. I'll be right back though while ads are going. One moment. I'm back. Oh, if I was the card merchant. I mean, it would be funny to put actually myself in the game. Like, it would be hard to tell it's me. But, I mean, if I ended up finding a concept artist that could do character, well, I guess they would need to. They would be doing creatures as well. Maybe they can put me, make a sprite out of me, or make this image of me, and then I can get a. I would need to have it made, obviously, but thankfully, it seems like I can get away with quite low poly, so it would be doable. And then I can make myself an enemy. Oh my god, I was gonna say make myself a boss. I am the final boss. And my attack is to throw blueprints at you. My projectiles look like blueprints. Let me see. What are these controls that we have here? Hey, Revolution Music, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Your ultimate RPCG notes. Nice. That'll work. Texture channel. Yeah, where's texture channel? Oh, here it is. So if you have texture channel 1, 0, 1, 2. Oh, here we go. 2. It's just 1 or 2? Oh, I guess it's only 1 or 2. Okay. No, there's definitely more than that. What's going? Okay, hold on. What is the setup? Texture channel. Oh, sorry, that's texture channel, not image. I need image. So we can have image 1, 2. Eh? Why is that not doing anything? Excuse me? Oh, what? Why is that not doing anything? Oh, 0 to 1. Right. I'm just going to do a divide by 4. Thank you. There we go. So now we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically. That's just better for my brain. So what we need to do is just set up a blueprint that sets those up. And then we should be pretty much more or less good to go. Let's go ahead and make a where do I want to put it? Do I want to put it inside of here? Or do I want to put it inside my own stuff? Let's keep it with the other stuff. That's the story because you're making tutorials. They're coming mountain out of the floor. A puzzle game where you must fix the Unreal blueprints before the door opens. Oh my god, on the other side of the door, you just see letters and words flying by, and it's C++. Is the enemy. You just occasionally see like a little print string written in code just try to make its way inside. Oh my god. That would be funny. Like, if you could actually, like, make that into a game, I think it would be actually really good. And pretty funny. Like, it doesn't, like, the stuff you need to do doesn't need to be literally blueprints. But it could be, like, just a visual no graph system. And it's just, you just need to have some kind of setup to turn, like, a 2D or 3D creature to look like it's made out of preset strings and stuff. When you take damage, it damages your blueprint logic, so when you die, you have to repair what was broken. Yeah, see, that would be pretty fun, I'll be honest. I love it when it auto saves while I'm typing something and then I have to it breaks it. Final boss, broken blueprint structs. A final boss is you trying to compile it and not having it be the same result in editor as it is in the final version. And the reason will be just a struct issue, which I've had. Because for whatever reason, if you didn't know, this was quite a while back now. I had a struct. So my cards are saved in a struct, right? All the variables, all the information about what card it is, whatever it is, it's all saved in a struct, which is cool. And all I was doing to see if my cards existed was check if it contains within the grand scheme of things, right? So I can know if the cards in my deck are ones that I've collected, so I can mark them off. Super simple. Works great in editor. Would not work in a package build, because for whatever reason, when you loaded it from scratch, the struct would not be the same. Even though every single like if you read every single value and did like an equals on each one individually, it would be correct. But the whole struct would not work as a contains or a find, even though it is contained and it is found effectively. Just because in the package build it is saved slightly differently than when you just created it live in editor or in the game. So fun. So I've had that. Nowadays, I'm regenerating a new struct array from scratch at the beginning, and then having things reference it, and then getting that references version whenever I need to grab like a card. So it actually populates all of the cards of everything in a new array, and then that array is what I'm checking against. It's like a giant workaround, but works. I'll probably clean it up and streamline it a little bit more down the line, but for now it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's grab this. I'll throw this in the construction script. Yeah, that's fine. Fade in duration. create as a variable. Make it spawn. 30. Create a variable. And fade duration is different. Yeah, and then we have an event begin play. No, we don't need to do begin play. We'll just do a delay here of start delay. And main duration. Combine the two. And then return after 2. And then here we need to do the interface. Have you guys ever used namespaces? I've never used namespaces. I don't know the use case of them. I've never heard of anyone talking about namespaces ever. Anyone know anything about namespaces? Just out of curiosity. I need untake from pool. Let's do this. I don't think we need anything on return from the pool, actually. Ooh. This won't work. Because this would only run. Actually, would it work? Does the construction script run? I actually don't know about this. I don't think it does. Can you explain what namespaces are? I know what they are in like programs like Maya, which I've always hated them in. Yeah, I didn't think so. So we're going to need to figure out a different way of doing this. But basically it's just a prefix. You can think of it that. It's just everything gets a prefix. But I don't know how it would work in Unreal. So I've never used them or cared about them just anywhere, pretty much. But like, the use case of them really is like if you have like a tree and you're bringing in trees from 10 different places, they're all called tree. You'd have like a prefix tree of the different types. Preventing duplicate blueprints from being read. Yeah, so that it makes a unique name effectively. Yeah. But most times you shouldn't have that anyway. How do I... How do I manually trigger fade in and fade out? I don't know. I can set it. I can set fade in. I can set fade out. I can get it. But wait, is this even doable? Or do I have to like manually set up like a timeline for this crap? I hope not. Can you trigger a decal fade in and fade out on demand using blueprints. He's got to tell me no. Yes. So this is no. This answer is no. Can't. Yeah, this is literally saying, hey, use a timeline. Option 1 wouldn't work if actually, hold on. How can you force the retriggering of fade in and fade out through visibility or another maybe we can turn a setting off, like visibility, and turn it back on and have it update. We can do a test, but I just like, just might as well ask. We're here. Why not? No. You can tell set fade in and fade out again at any time, as long as the component actor still exists. Wait, really? Hold on. Let's test this. Use a time namespaces in C++. In C++, I imagine that could be useful, you know? Perhaps a function. Set fade in and out. Let's do begin play. In here, I'm just gonna change the fade in duration should not be 30. Fade in duration 3. Fade duration should be 3. Start delay, let's do 5. So that would be 8 seconds. So if I just did this and then just did a delay of 10 seconds, and then just had it repeat, would fade in and out. What? Why? Drag this in again. Okay, that was odd. So if I simulate it now, right? It fades in, and then should fade out. Did I? No, it's not set to destroy. What? What? No. Turn that off. What? Why did it? Okay, let's try this again. You were delayed 5 minutes from live. That's fine. You're more or less in the real time. Why is it deleting it? Um, I don't understand. Why is it deleting the decal component? It's turned off. This should have absolutely nothing to do with anything because it's not being run. Huh? It's gone. The component's gone. What? And you want to understand this one? Wait, how's it fading in? How did it just fade in? I'm confused. Every time you make an armature in Blender, it turns into an empty file when you try to export FBX and bring it to Unreal. Every animation you've made over 4 months has remained gated by that. Make sure you have on export. Make sure you're turning on armature or animation, like whatever you need. How is it? How is it being destroyed? Why is it being destroyed? Yeah, it just there it goes. Do we have a bug? In E5, I have a blueprint that's a child of a decal actor. I set destroy on fade to be off, and yet it deletes the component after fade. Why? Yeah, I think it's export settings. Because I've exported out of Blender no problem. A full skeleton. I've actually considered doing a quick, not a quick tutorial, but like a tutorial on how to take a character, quickly rig him, using like the Mixamo skeleton, for example, and bring into Unreal and attach a rig to him. Like super simple. Lifespan callback runs. If B, destroy owner after fade is true, destroy the owner actor. If false, the component is still destroyed. The component is still destroyed. What to do if you want the component actor to survive? Keep destroy owner after fade equals false. And avoid calling set fade out with a destroy flag, or explicitly pass false. Well, I am passing false. There's a thing that's why I'm confused, because it says destroy owner, right? It's destroy owner, not destroy self. But why is it destroying self? Why is it destroying the component? There's no option for this. Right? It's only destroy owner after fade. Because I want to pool them. And I don't want to keep creating and destroying the... Like, I can set it... I can say screw it to this fade in, fade out, and just set it up through a timeline. And then, you know, then we have that. But I feel like I shouldn't need to. Kind of thing. What overrides are there? There's component activated and deactivated. Okay, here's what we can try doing. Here on begin, we're going to do this. This might be too long, like one frame too late. Let's see if that makes a difference. That works! Fuck! It was one frame too late. Okay, but it's promising, so that means that hey Thomas, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. We need to delay it by one frame less than this. I mean, it doesn't have to be one frame exactly, but let's do like 0.05. .05 would be what? 20 FPS equivalent? Like, I feel like it should be relatively invisible then at that point. Yeah, you couldn't tell. There we go. Okay. That's how we get around freaking the component destroying itself. We deactivate it just before it destroys itself. Excellent. Okay. Now let's randomize the picture that we get. We're working on actor pooling, and right now we're setting up a blueprint actor that's the blood splatter. So that way we can have nice randomized effects. Decals cannot have custom primitive data, if I remember serves. No, so we have to use a dynamic material for it. So what we can do now is we'll do this on here. I mean, this is gonna be the same thing, but basically, first things first, check if it's valid, so we don't create multiple. If it is not valid, then we'll create one. Right? Then, assuming it's valid at that point, then we can go ahead and grab the material and do a set. Actually, let's do it differently. Let's do a sequence. Right. Set scalar parameter value. This is going to be image. Random integer. Oh, but this goes between 0. That's fine. Let's do this and then +1. So it's 1 to 4. And then the other one we need to do is image. Oh, no, sorry, texture channel. Which is just 1 or 2, so this is 2. Oh, sorry, that's 0 or 1, right? Let me just confirm. If this was 0, 1, 2, no, it is 1 or 2. Okay. Yeah, so we do one of this. Okay. So go ahead and do this. Then, so it's going to randomize what it is. Then we will do this, and this is our little quick test to test the rest. Okay, so theoretically, it should randomize. Okay. Okay. Oh, because I'm an idiot. After this, go all the way back here. Okay, one more time. Okay, so we have this kind of triangle one. Oh, then we have a different one. Same? Similar? Yeah, it's working. It's working. Okay, so now, do we want to, let's randomize the rotation as well here. Okay. So set these, do I want to do random rotation here, or do I don't think it's actually needed. I think the rotation's taken care of by the other thing. By the actual splatter effect. But let's just do it. It won't hurt. Just do it. So we'll do a random just spin. Ooh, but spin is along oh, it's the rotation of the actor. So it's actor based, so we rotate along Z? No, it's X. It's X. Because decals are never designed to point down. By default. So we need to, so this maintains, and then this is a random float in range, 0 and 360. Then we do this. And then we still need to do this. This is still needed. Then we do the delay and the deactivate. Let's move the activate to here. We'll do it actually after the set fade times. But it was working in this order, so let's keep it in this order. So normally I would do here return actor to pool, but let's just try this one more time. It's working. It's a different one each time. Nice. Rotating. Everything's good. So with that, then we can just say that's good. We can just deactivate, return actor to pool. We don't need the event begin play anymore. It's just going to happen on this. And then I just need to modify the fade duration. No, start delay. So let's have it be, you know what? Let's have it be a random range. So that way, if multiple do splatter at the same time, they don't end at the same time. Let's do a Random float in range between. How long do we want it? Oh no, but we need it to be consistent. Oh, we can still keep it consistent. Let's do between 50 and 30 seconds is fine. And what we'll do is use that to set the start delay. And that's what we'll use here. And that means that when we need it here, right, it's set with the right value. Hey, Shotgun Fox, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Happy to help in whatever way I can, within reasons. Okay, so I think that should all work. So now we can actually set this up to theoretically work. So first of all, we need to load this. Okay, so this is going to be our EB blood splatter. How many do we want? Oh, actually, well, this is the one. This is just replacing it. So 20. I mean, this is on hits, so we kind of probably want more. Let's do 30. It's not. It shouldn't be that bad on memory. Either way, let's do 30. Okay. I will expose one other variable, actually, and that's just pooled. By default, it will be on. But we'll do an event begin play. If pooled is off, then I will manually run this. And here, if pooled is on, then I want to do the fade out. I don't actually want to do a fade out at all. If it's not pooled. So if it is pooled, let me do this. And only do all of this again if it is pooled. So that way we can use the same actor for both the pooled parts and the ones that are going to be permanently in the environment. I could make a child specifically, though, so that way I can add the components to unload it at a distance. That is an option. But for now, let's say this is fine. Okay, so what we need to do is go back to the main character base here. So this is the hit one. Okay, so here, take actor from pool. Let's splatter. Location is here. I don't think the rotation matters anymore, but in case we end up using it, let's just keep it. Scale is scale. We'll keep these as they are. We no longer need this at all. Clean up here. You don't know how to be able to handle so many blueprint tabs open at once? Oh, I'm not actually using them up. It's just whenever you like do anything, right? And you just like if I just double click this, it just opens a new tab. But that doesn't mean that I'm actually using all of them. It's just I don't close them. Okay. Really, I just do like here, close tabs to the right. Okay. I just don't close them. That doesn't mean that, you know, I'm actually using them. I just don't even look at them. So it doesn't bother me at all. But like now I need this. So when I, now I need to go back in here and here, blood splatter. This is not pooled. And this just becomes like so. So theoretically, we now have the pooled version and not pooled version. And well, we're about to find out how well that all works. And if we get errors. Basically, enemies should bleed on hit, and I should bleed on hit. And when enemies die, a blood pool should stay there permanently. But just the ones right under them. Every other one from the hits should go away. Okay, a couple of things. Well, so I might have, I might need to change the scale of things. I did say I wanted blood. Hey, look, it's going away. You know when I said I wanted blood, maybe not this much blood. Oh, what's going on here? Attempt to access new decal component. New decal component via property decal. What? What the hell does that mean? Well, I guess I don't need to reactivate it. Hold on. If it is true, we bypass. If it is false, we use. Let's see if that was the problem. But let's fix the scale. Decal scale 6. Let's do decal scale 1. Yeah, let's not scale this by 5. Let's just see how it is. Let's see. Okay, that's better. That's a lot better. Ow. He hit me. Wait, how is he hitting me? Well, that's a problem. How in the world did he hit me there? Hey Cody, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you doing well. You just legit added a decal for the first time. Sounds hilariously amateur, but you always avoided them because you thought they were expensive for what they are, but you were just being it's fine. I don't know. Some people say decals are expensive. I can look, as someone that has actually used them a lot, I have had environments with thousands of decals loaded at the same time. Thousands. Like closer to 10,000 than 1,000. Thousands of decals with almost with barely any cost to the actual performance. With almost no cost. Because keep in mind that they instance themselves, right? And also, when you're using the same texture, it's one set of texture memory. It's not like it's adding texture memory every time you use it. They're great. I love them so much. Hey, Marvel, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. If you do log streaming verbose, check if your sprite arms are async loading. You'd highly recommend preloading your enemy sprites. Yeah. They're already loading in differently. We're going to test the yeah. The blood size is now a lot better. But we need to test that one enemy. It doesn't seem like it's all of them. Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna give myself God mode because I'm not paying attention. And then we need to test to make sure that the damage stuff is all happening in the right place. Decals are cheaper than the other option you wanted, which is Niagara VFX. Oh yeah, they're significantly cheaper. Yeah. Okay, so effectively, most of this blood should go away. And we should be just left with a few blood splatters underneath every mob. Just like one per. So the ones that are nowhere near any mobs should go away. I think it's still too big. I think we should still scale it down a little bit. Again, because yeah, if that's the size of it, yeah, these are too big. Because these are the ones for the mob. So I guess this is the one for the mob. That's the one for that mob. Yeah, they're still a bit too big. What? Pending kill? Why is it still trying? Minus 0.1. Stop it. Stop trying to destroy it.
Ad break. Pausing my questionable node organization skills for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I love decals. Decals is how I do a lot of environment texturing. So the way I do environment texturing is typically using a lot of tiling textures, because you can texture just giant big areas with a bunch of tiling textures. And then if you want to then go in and break it up and add in the detail and variation, I do that with decals. Lots of decals. Lots and lots of decals. And no issues. All right, because if you have, like, let's say a giant wall, let's say a giant castle wall, right? It's just going to be the same brick. And yes, you can do, like, vertex paint and all that kind of stuff to break things up. You can also do other methods that are more procedural. Like, I like to do a layered material with a noise to then vary it up. So instead of vertex paint, it was just a noise. But then to then go in and actually set up like leakage and all that, like deterioration, cracks, right? I'll do that with the decals. And actually, you know, make it feel more interesting and varied. So I love decals. I wish there was a better way or an easy way of doing multi-directional decals, like ones that go like in any direction. The ones I have don't have stretching, but it's still in one direction. I wonder if I should set, try setting the fade out to 0 or fade out time to like super high. If it still complains. But this should no longer do the set fade out in general, so. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to make it smaller. 0.5. How did I have it at like 5x before? I have no idea. That was fast load. That never happens. Okay. That seems better. That seems a lot better. That seems like more of where I want it to be. Yeah. Now, the question I have actually is, aside from this. Okay, no more issue. I want to see in the test load. Test here. I just want to make sure that the hit one is actually working, because it's so hard to tell. So I'm going to test with the one that was giving us trouble. A champion, because that was the one that was giving us trouble. Yeah, see, yeah. I didn't get hit there. Huh. Why did I get hit the other time? Oh, hold on a second. I have no UI. Because by default, the HUD thing, it thinks that I'm not in. I need an override for the HUD. So here. I need a. Have a good one, thanks for stopping by. There's only a problem in the test hub, but I need a test case scenario. Screw it, I'll just do this for now. There's no blood. Why is there no blood? Okay, so it is wait. Whoa, what is this location? Well, that's why it has nothing. What? Okay. Okay, we need to we need to fix this. Oh, it's because I am doing yaw, and I no longer want to do yaw. I want to do roll. This is roll. Oh, that one was fine. How was that one fine? Right, because here we now need to do X, not Z. So let's try that one more time. Yeah, what is this location? What is going on? Okay, how in the world? Also, why do I have so many in the world? Oh, those are the I'm stupid. That's the initialization. That's the pooling. And they're so far away to not get in the way. So, okay. Again, why is... So... Okay, let's try. Let's go back to the blueprint. I'm going to detach the random rotation here. Let's just start from this. Okay, let's just start from this. Why does it face this way? It rotated along X, but X is this. Why is X this now? But when I drag it out, X, right, is that's not X. Right, if I just drag it out, it's correct. Oh, why is it? Wait, why is it negative 9? No, that's why. It's negative 90 by default in Y. Why is it negative 90 by default? Oh, it's because it's a decal and auto aligns, and I'm not paying attention. That's why. That's why. Hold on. So whatever. So this goes here. And this needs to subtract 90, I believe. Thank you for being inspiration. You're absolutely cooking right now. Well, I'm glad you're cooking. I don't know much of an inspiration I can possibly be, but you know what? Thank you. Why is this not minus 90? Oh, because it doesn't like minus? Okay. Plus 270. Which will be the same thing. What? Again, it's not doing. Why is it? I'm confused. I'll hard code this to minus 90 real quick. Okay, start code to minus 90. Why is it not doing anything on Y? I don't understand. Why does it refuse? I'm not doing the actor rotation. What? Let's do a combine rotators. Minus 90 on you. Let's try that. This is not doing anything. Hit me. Okay. Okay, it's there. It's actually there. It's right there. That's so weird. Okay. 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 Also, I don't know why the Venom thing was there. But that's working now. So that should be able to put that back in. So now let's go back to here. Right, that's working. Okay, so why is this one different? So if I did 90 here, when I die, I should also have a blood splatter. Wait, what? Where'd he go? Why is it back to 0? Oh, I put it in the wrong. I meant to modify this one. I meant to modify this one. I mean, the angle thing honestly can go away. Let's be honest here. But regardless, okay, so there's the first hit. Okay, but where's the blood underneath it? So why does this one need to be different? When I do the pooled actor versus when I do this one, it's different. I mean, it's fine. We can work around it. I'm getting hit twice by him. I shouldn't be getting hit twice by him. I'm going to turn off the hit one. Just so we can really visualize the one on death. Because that one was working. Oh, no, it is working. It is working. I think. We're just gonna test it one more time now. Pause. I saw it. It was there. It was there. Okay. So for whatever reason, what was the shift delete? For whatever reason, I need to do slightly different for both. This one uses 90 degrees to offset the other one. So I guess what I can do is, instead of this, here on this one, it's based off whether it's pooled effectively. So if it is pooled, then we do want to do this. And if it's not pooled, then we don't. A little bit of an odd one here. I think we still want to do the random rotation here, but now I'm wondering if I should. But let's try it. Let's try still using this. Okay. That's all plugged in. This is back to be plugged in. Give it a whirl. there's the one blood splatter. And there's the blood splatter. Okay. I think we can go actually test this on the enemies, and we should now have both. Blood splatter for when we're hitting enemies, and blood splatter when the enemies are just fully dead. Properly. Also, I just realized, how did that... I meant... It's supposed to be 0. Right, I'm still here. Let's go to the hub. Okay. Let's see it. I think I want to make the blood splatter less for the hits and just bigger only on the like full death ones. But no. Well, I mean, there's all the splatters, so those are working. I'm so focused on just hitting enemies in ways that I can actually just see the blood splatters. I'm not looking at the actual enemies and what they're doing. I'm just gonna give myself God mode for this test. If you're wondering what I occasionally look over for, AC. In case you're wondering. Why does he keep looking over sometimes? I'm adjusting the AC. It's actually 70.5 right now, so I'm like, let's lower the strength. There's no reason for it to be blowing this hard at this point in time. Okay. Yep, blood splatter is working. We probably want to have not the fade in. I probably don't want to have the fade in. I think the fade in does not work. But I think the fade out is fine. So the fade out, there's the fade out there, fade out. That's looking good. How in the world are these projectiles here? What? And then we have the blood splatter that's left. How did this happen? Just real quick, let's go ahead and come in here. Fade in duration, we'll have it be like super quick. Maybe 0.25. Goes this way too slow. Or maybe 0.5 by default. 0.25 by default. That would be like pretty quick. But let's take a look at the projectiles. We don't need you anymore. You. When you're set in use off, we clear the flip book. If it happens again, somehow, I'm going to just set the actor visibility off. But that's a concern. That's a concern. We haven't seen that one yet. Yeah, let's give it one more whirl. I think we could probably get away with honestly less decals or less in the pooled actor. Probably because it doesn't cost that much to add them in, spawn them in. So we just have less by default. Okay. Ooh, what? This one is not facing right. I mean, it's okay. Like, even if it's not facing right, it's not the end of the world, but or maybe that's just the shape and it just happens to look that way. Because this is angled, so maybe there's just multiple overlapping that's causing this. Because yeah, that looks okay here. I don't know. That's I'm not sure what's going on that one. Because that could be just overlapping. But this is okay. Why don't I see any on you guys? Oh, what's going on? Again, this issue. So the solution that I have for some reason isn't working. Oh, you know what it is? Retriggerable delay. This should be a retriggerable delay. I think. It should, it should, no, I don't think it should matter. Actually. Right? Because the only way it would go back to the pool is if that triggered. I mean, I could try quarter, like basically 1/4 of a second. Also, I'm gonna go from like 25 to 30. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Either way, it's a better system than we had. By like a large margin. I'm thinking there's no reason to like unload and reload in like the quote-unquote permanent decals, because they're already going to be in memory. There's no reason to unload them and reload them. They're not going to take up that much stuff. Right, so that's working. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just a shape, because that's the exact same shape. Okay. Have some disappearing. Why are these disappearing? I feel like that one shouldn't be disappearing. I feel like where's the death one of you? There should be a death one of you. Unless we have errors again? We don't have errors this time. Could it be because I'm trying to scale it by the actor scale? Yeah, get actor scale, 3D, decal scale. Let's just do the same thing on the other one. Instead of doing by actor scale, this is mostly meant for like if you like a champion would have a bigger blood splatter. But let's just try this. Actually, instead of this, let's do get mob type. Where's the variable? Oh, this is the parent. That's why. So let's do a... Can I do a max vector? No, huh? You make an aggro effect, strange things are happening with rotation, but you got it working. I'm glad. I've also been dealing with rotation issues. Freaking decals and rotation. Your cats kept getting under the couch, so you put spray foam under there to seal the gap. I mean, if they're having fun, as long as they're not hurting themselves. Spray foam seems like an extreme solution. I'll try this. I don't know what's going on here. I want to see the blood on the non-elites. Past few days, you've been redoing your entire PCG system for the environment as it got out of hand. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're doing it, but on the bright side, you're learning and you're getting better. The fact that you can redo it better, right, means you've improved in a short period of time, probably. Yet, why do these guys almost not have it? Where's your blood splatter? Maybe it's just failing to find the location. Let's do plus 500. Nice 1,000. And if it hits it, then we do this. was a lost toy situation. You moved it there where all the toys. Oh, they've been hiding it there. Is there a max decal setting? Like in the world? No. Like in general, you can put as many decals as you want. Previous graph? Oh, so this is just the visuals. I thought you were gonna show me the graph. What part is the PCG part? I mean, it looks good regardless. It's also a different location, so it's hard to tell. It looks good. Like, I imagine the trees, the bushes, the rocks are PCG. But I don't know, maybe these are also PCG? I mean, probably a little less so. I'd imagine, like, these rocks, trees. I'm gonna give you the same feedback I gave Stormrun. I would kill the outline on the grass. I think your grass would look so much nicer without the outline. Like any kind of like foliage stuff. Like I don't mind it. I mean, I'm just not a fan of outlines, I guess, to be fair. Like this one doesn't read like it has an outline. And I feel like this is better than this. So maybe I just don't like outline in general. Yeah, I like yeah, the hard outlines. Like, this feels weird, right? This doesn't read like an outline. This feels more like an alpha issue. And then here, I feel like you miss the feeling of like layers of grass because it feels like it's very like hard cut off because of the outline. Again, I think it's just me not being a fan of outlines, at least like this. But don't make it, don't change it on my behalf. That's just how I feel. Because if I think Stormrun sent images previously. Yeah, I can actually. Yeah, Stormrun had also added in the outlines, which I gave the same note to him because if I load up the previous, so this is his new the outline version, and this is the same thing that without outlines. So personally, I prefer this right over this. Right, so for the same reason here. Again, that's a personal thing. I think if, like I prefer no outlines, but I know it's an aesthetic. Yeah, for stuff like for this, like I can kind of get it, but like this looks weird to me. Right? I don't know. Like this seems weird. The fact that it's outlined. But it's also not outlined consistently, right? Why is it not outlined here? I don't get it. I think it's because I don't understand the logic of the outlines. My brain is just like, what is the logic here? You don't want to have to draw them in manually? I mean, you don't have to have them in general. It really depends on the aesthetic you want. What game was it? There was a JRPG that I played that I feel like had outlines. Well, let me load up Steam. Updating Steam. Yeah, Kato, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Do you know much about landscape material and displacement? Not too much. Not too much. I don't do much with it. I mostly follow tutorials every single time. Metaphor Refantagio. I remember the cutscenes always look so good. Yeah, so this is Metaphor Refantagio, and you can see that they all have an outline. Right? They always have an outline, and they really pop. They never feel like they're integrated into the environment. And I didn't even like it here, personally. Like, again, I think I just don't like outlines. So, you know, take that with what you will. I still play the game. That's not a reason not to play the game. To be clear. Trying to find gameplay snippet. Yeah, on this one, it's just literally the characters that were outlined. But the environment wasn't. Anyway, that's kind of my tad bit. If you're going for that style, go for it. Fully embrace it. Ignore me. Yeah, I think that most outlines are post-process. That does help character clarity. No? So yes, it does help character clarity. But the problem is they also hurts character integration into the environment. Right? As soon as you put an outline on something, the character no longer feels integrated into the world the same way as you don't have it. That's all. So it depends on what you're trying to achieve. But in Metaphor Refantagio, only the characters have outlines. The environment does not. I wonder if I can find a comparison. I don't know if I can be able to find a comparison image. That will be hard to do, I feel like. Yeah, we can ask it to find something. Can you find image of a 3D character in an environment with the character having an outline in one and having an outline versus not having an outline. Just so I can, because it's easier to to explain if you could show it, but finding the or not easier to explain, just easier to demonstrate. If we can find one, because I just did a quick search on Google Images, I couldn't find one. See, this is not a good comparison because the style is different. God damn it. Oh, here we go. I actually found one, and it's actually would be perfect for Storm Run. Yeah, check this out. Found one. There we go. Outline, no outline. So yes, this happens to be Pokemon. The one with the outline pops, but the one without the outline feels integrated into the world. So take your pick of what you'd rather have, right? You sacrifice one with the other. This is for like a 2D game. So you can see here, he feels integrated into the world. An outline makes him feel he pops out, but he's no longer feels as integrated into the world, right? So again, it's you could absolutely do it as a stylistic choice, but just you have to keep in mind that that is the stylistic choice, not right. You're willing to sacrifice one for the other. Yeah, here's just again another. This is just a 2D one, but even with just a 2D one in a environment, right? You can see why a lot of times you'd want to have a outline, right? This pops out, like you could they really stand out, but that's the thing, they really stand out. So this feels more integrated, even though it's just a flat image. So again. There are times where you can use it, but I feel like if you're doing outlines, you'd want to do it specifically, and you want to have the color match. So when you have the color be more similar to the actual object that it's trying to use, then you get stuff like this, which feels a lot better. So this tree on the right has an outline, if you look right here. But this outline, one, isn't perfect, right? There's parts of it that don't have extra pixels. But also the color is relative to the color next to it. So it's not just a perfect outline, right? This outline color is lighter because these are lighter colors. These outline colors are darker because these are darker colors. Obviously in 3D, it's a little bit harder to do that. It's not like just a simple thing you could just do. Although maybe with some advanced math stuff, maybe it is possible. I don't know. But it can have a good effect. But nevertheless, right, then it has to be done like specifically. Otherwise, you get stuff like this, where you have to make the choice of, do you want to integrate it, or do you want to have it just pop? Easier to see, feels more integrated. I fought this on my character for a while. I ended up having no outline on mine because I just really didn't like how it made the character not feel inside of the world. So I removed the outline on my character. But at one point I had outlines. But I just was never happy with them. And I tried like one direction outlines, I tried all sorts of things. So for me, it just didn't work. The only real problem you have with the outlines is makes every object a little more bulky, larger. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they definitely stand out. And if you want, but it also, when you have everything stand out, everything kind of becomes noise also, which is why a lot of those games that are, not a lot of, like games like Metaphor, why only the characters are outlined, not the environment. So when you have everything in the environment also outlined, then it becomes a little more jarring. Trying to now implement flower colonies with distance / multiplication, fall off, etc. So you're putting these little flowers. This. Do this with GPU. Anything, all of this stuff, because it doesn't need. If it doesn't need collisions, try using GPU. It would require HLSL. Hopefully, you can code it. But I would do it all on GPU, and then you'd be able to get away with quite a lot. And then combine this with high gen partitioning. And that way they will just load in and out at a distance. And yeah. You can do it. Yeah, it's not like the most difficult thing. I believe in you. Even if you don't like it, you can make it work somehow. I mean, sometimes that's the thing you have to do, but other times, you know, you can take a little bit longer and do it the way you like. Now, runtime generations unloaded with culling thoughts. High gen just basically is more performant, and for something like flowers, you should be using GPU and high gen. There's no reason for you to load all of the flowers at once. Yeah, just do like, it'll basically be distance-based culling and stuff. You can make it a lot more performant, basically. It doesn't mean you can't do it the way you're doing it. It'll work, absolutely. But as an option down the line, you can transition over to the GPU one. So like for now, if it's early on or you're just figuring stuff out, continue as you were. There's no issues with that. And just keep in mind that down the line, you'll probably want to go to anything that doesn't have collisions. Ideally, GPU. Regardless of whether or not you use the high gen partitioning runtime stuff. Yeah, that part's irrelevant. Are you gonna be all set? Anyways, guys, it's been fun. I gotta go. Thank you so much for joining me today. We got pretty much all the actor stuff done. There might be a few more tomorrow if I can think of any that we want to set up, but probably not. Probably not. Tomorrow's the last day of the month, either way. So I guess tomorrow's Friday though, right? We'll do some more other stuff, and then Monday we'll finally go back to doing freaking animation and the boss. I've been putting it off too long. I just gotta do it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.